Morning folks. So this morning I'm at Beinn Eunaich, which is just up there in the clouds. The other hill we're doing today is Beinn Eunaich as well. So Beinn Eunaich is 980 metres and Beinn Eunaich is 989. So I think we've got an ascent today of around 1,200 metres, which is a decent bit. It's going to be a tough day, but yeah, quite looking forward to it. You can maybe make out the path in the distance there. It's going to take us up around the side of the mountain. Over this other side we've got Ben Cruachan and Stop Dive, I believe it is. There's a great big hydro scheme right in the middle of the two mountains. I think there's some of the tunnels actually on the map I could see are around about where we're going today. I might see if I can try and get a look in them, but I'm not sure what kind of tunnels they are or how big they are. I'll wait and see. Anyway, just going to get the gear on and get started away up this track. Let's go.
Beinn Eunaich sits within a group of 4 Munros just to the west of Tindrum, at the head of Loch Awe. To get here, you need to head along the A85 towards Oban. There's a small lay-by to park in, and from there you head onto a stony track that curves around the side of Beinn Eunaich before finally giving way to the grassy slopes of Beinn Eunaich. The walk begins by following the road east and crossing a small trickling river. If you're lucky, you might even get a visit from one of the friendly neighbours. At the other side of the bridge, there's a gate on the left with a cattle grid that leads to the stony path up the mountain. There are a large number of electricity pylons near the start, bringing electricity to and from the large hydro scheme nestled in between the mountains of nearby Ben Cruachan. These don't detract from the stunning surroundings, however. While the glens were clear, higher up the clouds were still clinging to the summits, hiding the day's destination from us. Not to be stopped, we headed on, under the watchful eye of the glen's inhabitants. There are a number of tracks leading up and around these mountains. Most of these are from the construction of the Cruachan Dam between 1959 and 1965, and the supporting tunnels that cut through the mountain, channeling water down into the Cruachan Reservoir. The gradient at this point is fairly gradual, but the views into Loch Awe, the longest and third largest freshwater loch in Scotland, soon begin to open up. Several small waterfalls trickle down on your right, being fed by the clouds high above atop Beinn Eunaich. You soon approach a fork in the road and take a right. A short while later, a small cairn marks the point to turn left and begin the steep climb up the grassy slopes. I had hoped the clouds would have shifted by now, but they were stubbornly hanging around. We could see them forming as they were being funnelled up into the mountain pass named Llanachan that separates Beinn Eunaich and Beinn Eunaich. Over to the left in the direction of Stop Dive, we could see the same thing. The warm moist air from the glen being blown upwards by the wind into the cooler air higher up. This lowers the air temperature below the dew point, the temperature at which the air becomes saturated with water, causing small water droplets to form and giving birth to some fluffy white baby clouds.
I don't know what it is about today, absolutely struggling. We're going to try and do Beinn Eunaich and Beinn Eunaich, but I don't know if I'm going to manage it. Absolutely burst. You know that way, just some days you just feel absolutely knackered. The bad thing is the slope coming up here is quite steep. Once you get off the path, it's really steep going. It's a bit sludgy and wet and really not nice, and it's a bit slippy underfoot. I think there's been a lot of rain recently as well, so yeah, it's really hard going. Anyway, we'll see how we feel once we get to the top. Never know, might feel a bit better once I finally get up there. Anyway, onwards and upwards. A short while later, and after another section of particularly steep ground, we found the top of the ridge,
where another small cairn marked the point to turn left. We set off along the ridge. The gentle gradient made for easy going after the steep slope we had just ascended. The ridge was covered in fog and visibility poor. I gave up hope of getting any sort of view at the summit at this point. Another day in the clag, I thought. But then this happened. Some breaks in the cloud began to form, giving us glimpses of the mountains nearby. We could see the cloud rushing up the ridge before us and flowing down the other side like water around a stone. I was one happy old mountain goat. Our timing had been perfect. For the first time today, we could see the summit, just a short jaunt further along the ridge. A few moments later, we reached our target, the windy summit of Beinn Eunaich. From the top, we had excellent views over to Stop Dive, Ben Cruachan, and Stop Jerrick. We could even see the Isle of Mull out in the distance. We sat at the summit, soaking in the views for a while, watching the clouds flow by. Eventually, we started the walk back.
Well folks, this is just heading back down there. Just not feeling it today at all. We're planning on doing the second Munro Beinn Eunaich, but I just can't face going up it today. You can see over there, you come back down from Beinn Eunaich and you go back up the steep side over there, and the route takes you back down over the ridge at the other side and joins back onto the pathway down there. We're just going back down the same way we came up earlier on. The only thing about coming back down this way is it's really, really steep, and there's a lot of bogs and stuff as well, so it's pretty slippery. So yeah, I was kind of torn between going up there or going down here. Both are kind of bad options when you're feeling a bit under the weather. It's quite windy up top today. It's really windy actually. I was struggling to walk straight. But it's really beautiful though, the clouds just kind of forming. You can see them forming as the wind came up over the ridge and disappearing again as it went back down. Unfortunately, they just shifted altogether and gave us some absolutely fantastic views down to Loch Etive. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, just going to get down here and get back to the car. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time.